Well, it all sounds good, but I really just want to put it off at this time. I just kind of need to think about it.
Okay. What I found is people usually, when they want to put it off, they either put it off 3 months or 6 months, or then a longer one is like 3 years. And usually you can't tell either. You can say, hey, I want to put it off 3 years. 3 months, but you end up putting it off 3 years. So let's look at 6 months, putting it off 6 months, and then let's look at putting it off 3 years. Now, this is a unique product in that to say maybe or to say I'm going to put it off, there's actually a cost to that. And the cost to it is roughly about $5 a day, but we'll show you what it is for you. Because it's the average family in America will pay $3 a day for cleaning products, and that's $90 a month. 3 times 30 is 90. The average person in America will pay $1.50 for raw water costs, and raw water costs is once again your, see if I can find it here, your coffees, teas, juices, Kool-Aid, sugars, and you're replacing clothing in your washing machines, dishwashers, faucets, coffee makers, plumbing, you're replacing blades and creams and stuff. And then the average family will save 20 cents a day on your water bill because of the shower heads, of course. But if you put it off, you won't save on the shower heads. And then the average family, 30 cents a day on the gas bill because you'll still have the sediment that you have to heat up. But let's look at yours. Yours was $50 a month on the soap, $10 on the energy, and the like. So if for yours it was $115 a month, which would come out to $3.30 a day. But let's just use $3 a day. Let's be simple. So let's say you put it off for 6 months. Okay, it's $3 a day. Now 6 months is roughly about 200 days. I know it's 180 something, but let's just say 200 for math. Okay, so $3 a day for 200 days is $600. That's what it would cost you to put it off 6 months. But then you lose out on the free soap. And the free soap is worth $426. That is 2 3s and a 5-year pack. A 3-year pack's $123, a 3-year pack's $123, and a 5-year pack's $180. What that comes out to is $426. So your cost of putting it off 6 months would be $1,026. Now, a lot of times there was a study done once that said that people that think about putting off things 3 to 6 months end up putting off 3 years, because you know how that gets, where I should have got it done. Well, $3 a day for 3 years, there's roughly 1,000 days in 3 years. There's a little more, but 365 times 3 years is a little more than 1,000. But that would be $3,000 it would cost you to put it off 3 years, and then another $426 I'm missing out on the free soap. In fact, I feel so bad for you if you put it off 3 years, I might have to throw in that soap. But you lose $3,426 by putting it off for 3 years. So if you look at it, which one is acceptable to lose, 1,026 or 3,246?
Neither one, and I lost that 6 months ago.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is if you get started on it now, you're going to stop the money that's going down drain on cleaning products, energy bills, raw water, and this. So really, this is one of those products. And keep in mind, the hotel's been doing it for 60 years because they know it saves money. Keep in mind the car washes, prisons, restaurants, they do it because it just saves money. But there's a lot of things that are great to put off, but this, because it's money being spent, it's best to address it right away. It's very similar to termites. Termites, if you know you have them and you know it's going to cost a certain amount of money to exterminate it, to let them keep eating into the house and putting it off is the same thing. Well, this is not as insidious as termites, but it's just higher soap bills, water bills, gas bills. So when do you think the best time to do it is?
Now, but I'm doing some remodeling. I got a lot of money going out. I'm investing in other parts of my house right now.
Yeah, sure. And all Americans have something they got set up to do because Americans are very industrious where they spend their money. And so basically, like finishing the basement is a cool thing to do, or even remodeling or putting on new siding and stuff. Because there's lots of things you do for the house. Like you could do carpeting, you could do finishing the basement, you could do landscaping, paint the house and stuff like this. When you think about all these things, these are all great things to do for the house, but none of them improve the house to the exact dollar that you put it in, because finishing a basement actually improves your house 25% of the value if you put it in. If you put $10,000 into finishing a basement, the house is worth $2,500 more. Carpeting is quick. I mean, you buy that and it's done. I mean, because that depreciates like immediately and you walk on it. Furniture, same thing. You buy new furniture for your house, and people end up sitting on it, spilling drinks on it, and different stuff like that. And the furniture is basically worth nothing in 10 years. The water system itself, $6,750. it ends up saving you roughly $29,000. Okay, which puts $23,000 into your pocket in cash. What could you do with an extra $23,000 in cash?
2 or 3 new kitchens.
Yeah, and a lot of the things you're planning on doing, like finishing the basement, doing different stuff like this, if you get the water system first, then the money that you'll save on the soap, the water bills, the gas bills, the plumbing, the dishwashers, all the different stuff like this, it'll actually literally buy you the other thing you want. I'm convinced that a lot of people will finish at a different starting or finishing point than other people based on what they buy first. A good example is a car. Like some kids get out of college and they buy the most expensive car, but other kids buy one they just pay cash on. Then they buy a nice one, and they always keep bumping up, but they never had a payment, and all of a sudden they're up at the nice car where the person that started with the nice car is at the bottom, And a lot of things, it's the order that you do things in that is the most important. And there is nothing better to start with than the water system, because there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that brings the money back to you like the water system does. So all these investments you're thinking about doing are really good things to do, but you want to figure out which one's the first one you should do. And the first one's always the thing that brings you, back the money the soonest to help pay with the other things. So what do you think?
Yeah, return on investment. That sounds good. But everything looks really good on paper. All the figures. It looks really good on paper, but I don't know.
Okay, and I've heard that a million times, and so that's the reason why the hotels do it, by the way. The reason the hotels actually get these systems is because they look at the paper of it. These studies were originally done by the Department of Labor, Department of Commerce, the Heller Committees for Industrial Research, Copper and Brass Industrial Board. These companies did these determinations to determine, is it real? Is the savings real? But it's very similar to a washing machine. People buy a washing machine because when you rent a house, you go to the laundromat. But then when you buy a house, you have to decide, hey, do I buy a washing machine or what do I buy? And interestingly enough, if you look at it here, washing machine can cost like $1,200, washer and a dryer, okay? But they last 10 years. But then what ends up happening is going to the laundromat can cost $100 a month. Over 12 months is $1,200 a year. And in 10 years, that's like $12,000. What do you think a family should do when they buy a house? Should they spend the $1,200 for a washing machine and save the $12,000, or should they continue going to the laundromat?
Yeah, go ahead and get the washer and dryer.
And see, the water system's identical to this, because you get nickeled and dimed at the laundromat. You get nickeled and dimed by these soap companies. If we could save you money on your food and on everything else and clothes and stuff, like we can save you on cleaning products, it would be an amazing world, but we can't do that. We have a special agreement with the soap company where we get these soaps directly out of a factory and directly into people's houses. That's why we can get them so inexpensive, and that's why we can turn around and save you $6,000. But it's the same thing as spending at the laundromat. If it makes sense to buy a washing machine instead of paying the laundromat, doesn't it make sense to get the water system instead of buying the soap at the store? So
Yeah.
when's the best time to do it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.